In the agricultural value chain, harvesting is one aspect. And what follows after that is a function of proper planning. And it is on that premise that will anchor tonight's edition of Weekend File. Good evening and welcome to the show. Thank you for finding time to join us as always. Reports of bumper harvest across the nation this year is a pointer to the fact that Nigeria is blessed with vast arable land that can sustain commercial agriculture for both cash and food crops. Farmers, especially from the northern part of the country, turned out huge tons of farm produce, more than enough for sale at the market. The 1 million tons of rice targeted for harvest in Kebbi State this year was surpassed with over 850 tons. Rice farmers in Kaduna State also recorded bumper harvest across 10 local government areas. In Rivers State, farmers are said to be smiling to the bank due to bumper harvest during maize crop harvesting. The same story obtained in all the 6 zones of the country with amazing results in crops such as maize, rice, sorghum, millet, and onions. Now, the big issue here is the security of the excess yields through grain storage technologies that can ensure access by all at all times to nutritious food needed to maintain a healthy and active life. Weekend File tonight examines how to mop up and store the surplus towards achieving food security. Stay with your weekend companion and let's make sense of it all. My name is Kierian. Umeayo. It's so nice to see you again. And now the news of the day. President Muhammadu Buhari has urged the people of Ondo State to vote en masse for the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress in next Saturday's election. President Buhari made the plea during an APC mega rally in Akure. Dele Atumbi reports.
Muhammadu Buhari commended the transparent nature of the party's primary that produced its candidate, Rotimi Akeredolu. He said the people of Ondo State have a lot to gain in voting Rotimi Akeredolu as the next governor of the state. President Buhari said the APC at the federal level has done everything possible to make Nigeria a better place for all.
People of Ondo State, please make up your mind. Those of you that are here, talk to your immediate relatives, to your neighbors, and to all your colleagues in the state that there is no turning back. We are here all the way from all over Nigeria to show our support and solidarity for him and for you.
The national chairman of the party, Chief John Odigioyegun, canvassed the votes of the people for the APC governorship candidate. He described Rotimi Akeredolu as a man of honor who will produce dividends of democracy for the people.
I want you to know the significance of Mr. President being here today.
Senate President Bukola Saraki appealed to the people of Ondo State to join the progressives by voting APC in the next Saturday's governorship election. The governorship candidate, Rotimi Akeredolu, promised massive job creation, infrastructural development, industrialization, as well as giving premium to agriculture. The mega rally witnessed the defection of some political bigwigs from other political parties to the APC. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi.
The Deji of Akure Oba Ogunlade says President Muhammadu Buhari is genuinely on course in the task of eliminating corruption and reviving the nation's economy for national prosperity. The paramount ruler of Akure Kingdom, who said this while receiving the president in his palace, called on Nigerians to show more understanding, support and cooperation to the governing APC. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has that report.
This is President Muhammadu Buhari's first official visit to Ondo State since coming to power. And notwithstanding the differences in party affiliation, Governor Olusegun Mimiko was at the head of the high-powered team that gave him a befitting welcome. A similar show of support and appreciation was demonstrated by the people as the Nigerian leader paid homage on the paramount ruler of Akure Kingdom, Odundun II. At an elaborate and colorful ceremony to welcome the president, accompanied by Senate President Bukola Saraki, dozens of progressive governors, ministers, and party chieftains. Oba Alade Toyimbo, Alade Lucy, described as pleasing that the nation's glory is being restored and declared November 19 every year as Buhari Day in Akure Kingdom.
I have to congratulate Mr. President. You started well. You started by fighting the most enemy of this nation, which is corruption. We all say that you should keep the good work. As the rate that Mr. President is going, before you know it, Nigeria will be out of recession.
Deji Akure, who made several requests to President Muhammadu Buhari, including the appointment of Akure indigents into key government positions, assured him of the support of his people to the governing All Progressives Congress.
Bring somebody who will represent this state for the next 4 years. We place him as we place our president, high integrity. We are all going to accept him.
President Muhammadu Buhari, in his response, appreciated the show of support and honor by the people of Akure and promised a better deal and sense of belonging for Akure Kingdom by his administration.
I was here to beg for votes and I got it, and therefore I should be thankful by appointing an Akure person as the head one of the first starter or chairman one of the federal government institutions.
The president has since returned to Abuja. Adamu Sambu.
In another development, President Muhammadu Buhari has reiterated his administration's resolve to tackle head-on the numerous security challenges bedeviling the nation. The president said this in a message to the graduation ceremony of the Senior Executive Course 38 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies. Jumaid Stephen reports.
This 37-year-old institute, designed to serve as a center for policy, advocacy and training, the president believes has provided a vibrant platform of knowledge for the nation's growth and development. Vice President Yemi Oshibajo, supervising authority of the institute, delivered the president's message, which also had this charge to the graduates.
Congratulations on the successful completion of this program. I have no doubt that this very intensive program has not only expanded your outlook and perspective, but has also deepened your understanding and commitment to Nigeria and the resolution of its challenges. Your training has placed you in a position to positively impact the future of this nation.
Acting Director General, National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuru, Jonathan Juma, said since inception to date, the institute has produced 1,847 members of the National Institute.
This year, the Research Directorate has been particularly busy, focusing satellite on current national problems in order to present in usable form alternative policy solutions to such problems. 3 weeks ago, Your Excellency, for example, we hosted a think tank conference on the current economic recession, exploring options for recovery and growth.
Mr. Juma explained that ICT skills and French language are the new additions to the senior executive course. The 67 graduates were presented the prestigious M&I certificate, one of which is posthumous to Hajia Maimuna Abdullahi, who died 2 days to the graduation ceremony. They were also inducted into the Alumni Association of the National Institute, ANI.
I'm a professor of law from University of Nigeria, and I found a few things different from what I have been doing.
The theme for the 2016 Senior Executive Course 38 is strengthening institutional mechanisms for poverty reduction and inclusive development in Nigeria.
The Kano State Police Command has recovered arms allegedly used by the Shiite members following the violent clash that erupted between members of the group and the Nigerian police at Kwana, Dawaki and Tamburawa villages. Madaki Aliyu has that report.
Displaying the weapons, the State Public Relations Officer, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Magaji Majia, explained that during the procession, the police had directed that law and order be maintained, but the shared members attacked the police with bows and arrows, cutlasses and catapults, as well as metal bolts and other offensive items. He said the weapons include a rifle seized from the police during the clash.
So anybody who's telling them that they're unarmed is just telling you a lie. They came armed and they first attacked the police.
NTA News observed that one of the police officers who was critically injured is presently on admission at a hospital recuperating. Meanwhile, the command has also arrested and intercepted a trailer concealed with various weapons en route Kano, bound for Zaria. The public relations officer said the trailer was intercepted following collaborative effort between the Kano State Command and the Ayobi counterparts. Mutari Ibrahim, leader of the three suspects, confirmed conveying the items from Potiskum to Zaria. The spokesman of the police enjoined the citizenry to be law-abiding and go about their normal businesses without molestation. From Kano, Madachaliu.
The Borno State government has donated the sum of 10 million naira to the widow of late Lieutenant Colonel Muhammad Abu Ali, who was killed by Boko Haram. Presenting the check to the widow, Governor of Borno State, Kashim Shatima, described the late Abu Ali as a courageous and hard-working officer who led troops to recover many communities from Boko Haram. He said the donation was to support those who depend on him for their livelihood. That's a good one there. Now, the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, has embarked on rebranding programs to enlighten Nigerians on its mandate and scope of operation. One of such is a one-day sensitization workshop for Federal High Court judges and judicial officers in Abuja. Basi Ita Ibang reports.
Managing Director NDIC, Umar Ibrahim, says the corporation is collaborating with key players of the industry to improve issues pertaining to stability of the Nigerian financial system, with emphasis on deposit insurance. One of such is the enlightenment of the judicial officers of the Federal High Court, whose input the corporation does not take lightly.
Financial crisis, economic crisis, they are facts of life. They can happen as much as one prays that they don't happen. But regulators and supervisors of the financial services industry in general have to constantly, continuously prepare themselves for eventualities.
The Chief Judge of the Federal High Court stressed the need for officers of the Temple of Justice to have the knowledge of deposit law, as legal issues may be brought before their court for interpretation.
Know that this collaboration is imperative and invaluable for the sustainable growth of the economy of our dear country through the appreciation of deposit insurance law and practice.
Speakers generally noted that judiciary, as the last hope of the common man, has the vital role to play in strengthening the Nigerian financial system. The sensitization workshop is to acquaint Federal High Court judges and other judicial officers with the challenges of insurance law and practice in Nigeria and how to handle such, in line with the theme of the annual seminar. In Abuja, Basi Taipang, NTA News.
A wife of the President, Aisha Buhari, has charged relevant authorities to ensure that every Nigerian child is protected from discrimination irrespective of gender. In a message to the 4th International Family Conference in Abuja, the wife of the President, represented by the wife of the Nasarawa State Governor, Mero Armakora, has deliberate effort must be made to strengthen the family. Aisha Obali reports.
Family Conference is an annual event that brings stakeholders together to brainstorm on issues pertaining to the Nigerian family system. Report has it that children, especially in Africa, are more often than not deprived of their rights, which includes rights to education, health, protection from violence and torture, among others.
The wife of the president is a very passionate woman about the family. And you know, the family is the nucleus. It's a very small unit, but a very powerful one. That is where we nurture children. And if we don't nurture them well, the society turns out to be a very terrible place.
Speakers say with less than 25 states in Nigeria domesticating the Child Rights Act, the concern of participants remains how soon will children be seen as subjects rather than objects.
I strongly believe that the judiciary will take its stand and do the right thing that is needful for to have a peaceful and a safe society.
So let the family, the men and women being empowered, that they've got to do things together, and through the leadership.
And Islam is equally against and totally committed to eradicate all sorts of vices.
Award of recognition was given to outstanding personalities. Among the award recipients is the wife of the president, Hajia Aisha Buhari. She was honored for her support and commitment in promoting the right and well-being of Nigerian children through her Future Assured program. In Abuja, Aisha Oba Ali, NTA News.
Bringing an end to the open defecation by providing accessible and clean public toilets is one sure way of reducing cholera, diarrhea, and other infectious diseases mortality in Nigeria. This is the position of Rekit Benkisa, producer of HAPIC, which partnered the Lagos State government to mark the 2016 World Toilet Day in Lagos. Joy Ken Abatwaya has that report.
Recent statistics show that 2.4 billion people lack access to improved sanitation facilities, while over 1 billion people worldwide defecate openly. In Nigeria, over 30 million people have no access to clean toilets. As a result, 1 out of 10 persons defecate in the open. This situation, the Lagos State government says, is unacceptable.
We have to change our attitude to public sanitation and personal hygiene to boost economic development and enhance wealth generation and job creation opportunity in Lagos State.
Poor hygiene, lack of access to toilets with clean running water, the management of Rekit Benkisa says is responsible for the increase in avoidable infectious diseases. And so, as the world marks Toilet Day, the company has provided an upgraded public toilet facility at a park in Lagos.
We believe that if we can scale this message of good health, hygiene, and better sanitation, then we would find that we would have a much more clean and better environment.
HAPIC is reiterating its commitment to ensuring that we're able to have hygienic toilets. We are bringing it to the public places because we know that these are places where people are most vulnerable.
The World Toilet Day is set aside to raise awareness and inspire action to tackle global sanitation. This year's theme is jobs and toilets. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abatwaya, NTA News.
Another set of 100 youths drawn from across the 25 local government areas of Niger State have been empowered following the conclusion of 2 weeks intensive training on agricultural enterprise in Kontagora. The program, which is at the instance of Niger State Fadama Coordination Office, is aimed at promoting self-reliance, particularly at the grassroots. Mukhtar Abubakar Wowo reports. All right, now you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. You're watching Weekend File on the network service of the NTA. A bumper harvest is said to have been recorded in the last farming season in Nigeria, but poor planning and storage is threatening the successes recorded. Government says it will keep 13% of its grains based on the advice of the Food and Agricultural Organization. How is that possible against the backdrop of reported buy-up of the surplus yield for export? Stay with us for a closer look after the break.
When has it reached this? Much less this. and this. And this. And this. Help reclaim our Commonwealth. Lend your support to the fight against corruption for a better Nigeria.
Silver Jubilee Edition, where the stars of football and entertainment come together to celebrate the Oscars of football, and we'd like you to join us. That's right, Glow is giving away 300 VIP invites to Africa's most prestigious football awards. To stand a chance to be selected, simply use 25,000 Naira on your Glow SIM between October 10th and 31st December 2016. It's that easy. There's only one place to be January 5th, 2017, the Glow CAF Awards. The largest data network, Glow, Grandmasters of Data.
Whenever pain occurs, you want quick relief. Try new Nurofen Express. It goes to the source of pain and gets to work in under 15 minutes. That's why Nurofen Express delivers fast and effective relief. New Nurofen Express works at the source of pain. Fast.
Being a mom is great, but when your child has a fever, you don't know what to do. I trust Nurofen for Children to take care of my child's pain and fever.
Effective relief you can trust. It's truck month at Ford, and we've got a Ranger just for you, Vincent. Here's the Workhorse 2.5 petrol single cab with free Ford Protect, a 4-year, 120,000-kilometer service plan. Or the 2.5 petrol-based double cab with 800mm water wading capability, available in manual transmission and with free Ford Protect. So while stocks last, visit Kostaris Motors today. Because, wait for it, thanks Vincent, we've got a tough Ford Ranger just for you.
The National Information Technology Development Agency, NITSS, presents eNigeria 2016. eNigeria is Nigeria's largest government ICT conference. This year's edition, the ninth in the series, is with the theme, Leveraging ICT for Economic Diversification. Date, 22nd to 24th November. Venue, International Conference Center, Abuja. Special guest of honor, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osibanjo. Chief host, Honorable Minister of Communication, Barrister Adebayo Shitu. Host, Dr. Isa Ali Ibrahim Patami. Several guest speakers have been lined up to speak on topical ICT issues. Welcome to eNigeria 2016. For enquiries, please contact Hajia Hadiza Umar on 0803-311-1402 and Akin Naptal on 0806-360-3521.
The Future Assured project and its components Get Involved, initiated by the wife of the President, Her Excellency Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, is not relenting in championing the cause of Nigerian women and children. Its provision of free medical screening, educational support, and the fight against malnutrition, especially in the Northeast, has indeed informed international recognition, partnerships, and awards.
We are very grateful and appreciative for your wonderful gesture you have accorded to us.
With Future Assured, Nigerian women and children are assured of a bright future.
Future is assured when we join hands to promote the health of our women and children. Get involved.
Get involved and support the Future Assured initiative. Future Assured, promoting and protecting the lives of Nigerian women and children.
Experience the unique culture. Enjoy the exceptional hospitality. See the enchanting spectacle. Feel the friendly warmth. Join the celebration at Abuja Carnival Reloaded. It's a celebration of culture, a world-class event, the best cultural party ever. It's a carnival of change. Abuja Carnival 2016. Theme, the creative industry, pivot to economic growth. Destination, Abuja Capital City. Date December 3rd to 6th, 2016.
Abuja Carnival, a truly national carnival.
Well, thank you for staying with us on Weekend File up to this moment. Under its diversification policy, the federal government intends to boost revenue generation, export of agricultural produce, as well as to keep at least 13% of its grains, as advised by the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. In this report, agriculture correspondent Musa Babali reports on food production in Nigeria, storage facilities, and export.
Despite the fact that the report of Food and Agriculture Organization shows increase in the global production of cereals and grains, some African countries still have huge deficit of the commodities. Nigeria is among the West African countries that recorded increase in the production of grains, cereals, tubers as well as vegetables. But her neighbors are not that lucky, especially countries like Niger Republic, Chad and part of Cameroon, and therefore look up to Nigeria to meet their demand and supply of the grains. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Audu Ogbe, recently said that close to 12 countries have placed order for the supply of maize and sorghum from Nigeria.
We think we can achieve it by mobilizing the young farmers who are coming into clusters.
Farmers were therefore encouraged to increase their production during the 2016 farming season, which was adhered to and resulted into a bumper harvest. This development is expected to address the challenges associated with the demand and supply of food items in the country, thereby ensuring food security, rather than farmers selling off their produce to exporters.
The surplus harvest we have in the country has become a major attraction. For people who want to earn foreign exchange, they're taking it out massively. And the orders are coming from outside the country. So the fear then we have is, if measures are not taken, early next year, markets will be empty. And then, obviously, then people will begin to look at the president's face and say, well, this is Buhari, what do you do? This is about Buhari. This is why we needed to alert the country. Cultural, moral measures are taken. You know, we're a country with the traditional rulers. We have religious leaders and cultural leaders of all sorts. And I think that the intervention at a moral level is certainly something that can help. In addition to this, government is pursuing policies that would see the Ministry of Agriculture also going into the market to procure massively grains and for storage in the silos.
Officials of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture said efforts are underway to stock the entire strategic reserves in the country.
Drought in some other parts of the West African sub-region, a lot of people from other countries are coming to different markets in Nigeria to buy grains, which is an opportunity for people to upscale production. And I can assure you that for those farmers in Kebbi, in Jigawa, and other states who were empowered to farm on 1 or 2 hectares with the expected yield, they are going to multiply, even quadruple.
We sell part, then we store part. Like the ones that we want to sell, we harvest them in time. The ones that we don't want to sell, we leave them there in the farm till dry season.
The government also plans to give more attention and support to the 2016-2017 dry season farming to guard against food shortage. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Thank you, Musa. And now to other parts of the country. The Southeast, for instance, Susan Eze reports that with about 518 registered rice farmers and over 1,500 million outfits acquired through public-private partnership arrangement, rice farmers in Abakaliki say they have the capacity to exceed national demand for rice, but for some challenges.
Abakaliki Rice Mill began in 1957 with a group of rice farmers who came together to form an association. It passed through years of evolution from the use of crude implements to modern methods in rice production and processing.
If you are using hands, you can get, that's 10 persons, can get about 15 bags of 100 kg extra large.
The over 1,500 milling machines and the 3 ultra-modern rice mills provided by the state government and handed over to the group are all regulated to work for only 4 hours daily, during which they produce 180 tons of rice, well below full capacity.
Because if we allow our engines to work on its capacity, I'm telling you, we'll flood rice everywhere, and we can't see people, buyers that can take that rice out of our shops.
For export, Mr. Ununu said the company is engaging foreign partners in the production of export quality bags.
How the economy of the nation is going on, there are multiple sales now than at the way before.
While buyers and consumers testify to the high quality of Abakaliki rice, the Ebonyi State 1 man 1 hectare mechanized rice farm initiative, the farmers said, can be complemented by the federal government to boost local production. From Abakaliki, Susan Eze, NTA Weekend File.
Elizabeth Yela Lamido from Kano in the next report takes a look at the harvest of grains, even as traders deny selling grains in quantum to foreigners.
Besides being a commercial center, Kano State is also known for its agricultural strength, with farming being the major occupation of 80% of the population and engaged in the production of a variety of food products and grains. Dawano Market in Dawakintofu local government area is known as the hub of grains and seeds trading in West Africa, with traders coming from Togo, Burkina Faso, Chad, India and Niger. President, Dawano International Grains Market, Mustafa Yusuf Maikalwa, says farmers across the state flood in with their harvest for sale, but disclosed that they are faced with the challenge of storage of these grains.
So there are people who cannot use chemical, or the government can afford those friendly chemicals. There is some chemicals which are used that cannot harm anybody.
The Managing Director, Kano State Agricultural and Rural Development Authority, NADA, Mahmoud Ibrahim Daneji, acknowledged bountiful harvest as prices of commodities such as maize, millet and local rice has dropped by 40%. Mahmoud Daneji, however, denied the rumor of cutting away of grains by foreigners in the state.
Of course, we have heard of it, but nobody reported here. I don't think there's anybody who reported to the NADA or to the Ministry of Agriculture or even to the state government on this issue.
Country representative of the International Crop Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics, ICRISAT, Dr. Hakim Ajegbe, spoke on the implication of cutting away grains by foreigners.
What is happening there is dangerous because because I don't think we have produced enough quantity to warrant serious export.
In Kano, Elizabeth Yilalamidu, reporting for Weekend 5.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Nura Tanko Waliki from Kebbi State reports that being the leading rice-producing state in the country, notwithstanding, efforts are being made to improve production.
The state has for long been known for rice production in the country. The production was increased by the Katashi program of Governor Muhammad Adamu Aleru between 1999 and 2007 when farmers were given incentives to increase their production. The enthusiasm of farmers, however, dropped when successive administration failed to improve on Katashi. With current administration of Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, the rice production program was revived under the Uncle Barrows program of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The state has large expanse of land suitable for rice production, ranging from 150 kilometers of Fadama. The vast Fadama area and the commitment of the state and federal government rice productions assisted in producing large quantity of rice in the state. The Kebbi State Commissioner of Agriculture, Alhaji Muhammad Garba Andiga, said the 1 million metric tons of paddy rice projected last year has been met. Alhaji Garba Andiga said the high output is because farmers are now aware of best practices in rice production.
If a farmer tenders his crops to have maximum tillage, then he will have maximum yield. With all the practices from fertilizer application, water.
The Commissioner of Agriculture said government is aware that rice produced in the state is being smuggled out of the country, but the state government has embarked on a massive campaign to enlighten rural farmers against selling their produce to unscrupulous foodstuff merchants. He said similarly, the state government has introduced licensing system for people to obtain before they will be allowed to buy paddy rice in the state.
We have information in certain locations of the state where guinea corn is yet to be harvested. But people are depositing money with the farmers just to buy up this.
The farmers called for more assistance from the government to improve their production. In Borno, Kebbi, Wakili reporting for Weekend File.
All right, thank you there. Up ahead on Weekend File is the discussion segment in a moment.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now, through our technology. LG OLED TV.
Champs all over Nigeria are starting their day with Milo. And now they're enjoying it from their own special Milo cup. Does your champ have one? Buy the Milo Champ Pack, which contains 2 packs of Milo 500 grams and a free Milo cup your champ can write their names on. Offer valid while stock lasts. Milo! Milo, the energy food drink of future champions.
My daughter, you are a star. May you be the secret ingredients that makes a happy home.
Maggi Star, made from natural soybeans and other carefully selected ingredients, prepared in a way only Maggi knows. That's why for generations, Maggi Star has been the secret that brings out the rich taste and aroma in local soups. With Maggi, every woman is a star.
Nestle, good food, good life.
Nigerians. Suicide bombers are not spirits. They are not ghosts. They are human beings like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects, and movements to the police and other security agencies. The security of our nation is a duty for you and me.
If you see something, say something. Nigeria unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now joining me in the studio is Engineer Moses Adewale Oyewole Adewoye. Is the Director Strategic Gains Reserve in the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. He's going to help us out in tackling some of the issues raised in the course of this program. And having watched some reports from different parts of the country. You're welcome to Weekend File.
Thank you for having me.
All right. There's one person I'd like you I'd like to start with now. We saw the presidential spokesman, Garba Shehu, talking about the possibility or that the impending famine as from January due to exportation of grains unless something is done urgently. First of all, is there massive exportation of grains? That's number one. And number two, what is the something he said should be done, to avert impending famine?
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity to take care of some of our questions regarding the availability of food early next year. It's true, and it's a fact that we have pumper harvest in the country, and for us to have such harvest of grain, massive harvest of grain, something probably must have happened for the past 12 months or so, because having this type of this quantum of harvest of grain, something led to it, and that has been the activities of federal government vis-a-vis agricultural production for the past 12 months. You see, this trans-border trade along the northern part of this country has been there for long. But now it is being noticed. That shows the fact that our programs are working and farmers are really harvesting, and it is obvious. So that means things are going on fine. It's an established fact that now agriculture is the in thing. So if this thing has been noticed, what probably led to it? And that is the activities of Federal Ministry of Agriculture vis-a-vis increase in agricultural productivity, supply of inputs, encouragement given to farmers to produce. If that is the case, then it means that we need to go further to conserve or to enhance our resources in terms of what we've gotten on the field and take care of our populace. So what I'm trying to say is this. Now, let's look at it this way. What he said about farming maybe is really conditional if certain things are not done. And you ask the question, what are those things? Yes. Exactly. Number one, let's talk of post-harvest activities. These things have been harvested. And the National Storage Program of federal government is in three tiers. You have the apex one, where by the virtue of my position in the ministry, I head, which is the National Strategic Reserve Program, and it is being handled by federal government. Then you have the buffer stock program that is supposed to be headed or to be handled by the state government. Then you have the on-farm storage program that is supposed to be handled by farmers to store their produce, from what we've shown earlier on, to store their produce and take care of some expenses after that buffer harvest. So what I'm trying to say now is, at that apex level of storage program, federal government is really doing a lot of things, because we have gamut of programs to take care of this storage activities.
Okay, let me ask you, this issue of buying, and people selling all these grains across the borders, as you rightly pointed out. Don't you believe that if that continues, with the bumper harvest we're talking about, may turn to something else in January, as Gabashu was pointing out. Now, we want to know what you are specifically doing as the Federal Minister of Agriculture to ensure that the 13% that, the nation has been advised to store is done.
Okay. Before I tell you the really program, you see, when I've said that this movement of grain has been on for long. So what I'm trying to say is this. It is a positive development. We can even harness this program to end foreign exchange. We just need to sit down. You see, this trade is informal. We just need to formalize the trade to earn some bit of foreign exchange, the so-called hard currency. From that aspect, it's a little bit of positive development. But even then, we need to strike a balance in getting grains across the border or conserving for our local consumption. And that is what I'm going to lay emphasis on now. We have storage facilities to take care of that. You see, for the past 2 years or so, this pumper harvest has not been on, but good thing is on, and we have already existing storage facilities, like the 33 silo complexes that the federal government has. Their capacity ranges from 11,000 metric ton to 100,000 metric ton capacity of silos. 33 of them.
The news, has it that those silos are empty or something? What can you say about that?
That's what I'm saying. For the past 2 years, agricultural activities has not been like this. And you just don't go on and buying things like that from the farmer, because if you just buy without doing necessary research work or do some studies, you will create artificial scarcity. The last massive purchase of grains to stock the silo was done around 2012 and 2013. And from 2012, 2013 to this time, a lot of releases have been made. World Food Program has come to buy grains. 2014, $1 million US worth of food items was given to a needy sister country from the same silo. 2012 flood, you remember, about 40,000 metric tons of grains was released. Then, between 2012 and this time, a lot of grains have been relieved to cushion the effect of hardship in IDP camps and other areas. So, in essence, the silos are not completely empty. Since the last massive stocking of that silo was done between 2012 and 2013, between 2012 and 2013, we have not done such because agricultural production has been extremely low. Now that we have massive harvest of these grains, we are sure to go to the field very, very soon.
Before they buy them up and sell across the border.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what are the type of grains we're talking about here?
We are talking of maize. We are talking of millet. We are talking of sorghum. We are talking of soya beans. We are talking of paddy. And so on. Just the gamut of a grains that we store in our silo system.
Okay. Okay. Is there any modality being put in place to actually buy or mop up these excess, or what you call it, bumper harvest?
Okay, sir.
Now, is there any method put in place to actually mop them up and ensure that we have at least that 13%, in our silos?
Of course, there are.
Is it ongoing now?
It's ongoing now. From 2016 budget, we have provision to buy grains. And apart from that, the presidency has ordered or has advised or instructed my minister to come up with a program on which we are doing to mop up this excess grains or excess harvest into the silo. In fact, the SA media to the minister mentioned it, that the Minister of Agriculture has been advised to come up with program, and the program is ongoing.
Okay, now what kind of engagement, do you have with the farmers who actually made this bumper harvest possible?
Oh, from my area, storage program, I talk of on-farm storage program, which we educated farmers on how to store their produce so that they just don't sell them immediately after harvest. That is on storage aspect. But even pre-harvest, you have this growth enhancement scheme, support scheme, that government gives inputs like seed, improved seed, fertilizer, mechanization input, and so on and so forth. And it is this engagement between government and farmers that has resulted to this bumper harvest that you are seeing.
Okay, and we used to have marketing boards.
Okay.
What has happened to them? Are they not relevant anymore?
You see, they are relevant, but then we have gone a bit far, or be a little beyond marketing board. Marketing in agricultural production for some time has been a structured one, but now we are going into commodity exchange, warehouse receipt system. What do I mean by warehouse receipt system? You have farmers being encouraged, local farmers being encouraged to bring their produce to a designated area, warehouses, where they can drop them after harvest, and they are given receipts. The receipt is tradable, is bankable. We are encouraging private sector to go into that. The Nigerian Commodity Exchange is there. Our ministry is giving that exchange 25 warehouses to do that. So we have government doing that, and we have private sector doing that. With the two, we are sure the farmers are engaged to store their produce for future use.
So you are assuring Nigerians that whether there is a cross-border sales or what have you, there will be no famine in January.
I want to say on air, on behalf of my minister, with what we are doing and with the firm support of His Excellency the President of this country, that what the SA said is just a caution to cautioning us that if certain things are not done, and those things are being done, and I want to say with the cooperation of the presidency that we are receiving, there's not going to be any famine.
Now, what's the capacity of silos in Nigeria and their level of functionality?
I've said it. The least silo that federal government has the capacity of 11,000 metric ton, and the biggest 100,000 metric ton. That 100,000 metric ton, we have 7 of that, and in between 11 and 100,000 metric ton, we have 25,000 metric ton, and that is 33 of such. So we are ready for the action.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. You are really an agricultural engineer.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing your wealth of experience with us on Weekend File. Engineer Moses Oyewole Adeoye is the Director, Strategic Grains Reserve in the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Thank you once again for being part of our show today. It's been exciting talking to you. You are still watching Weekend File, and let's take this report. The inaugural conference by the Northern Nigeria Christian politicians has held in Abuja towards fostering peace and unity in Northern Nigeria and the country as a whole. Dennis Adegunloye reports that the event included tributes to the Speaker, House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babashir David Lawal, considered personified qualities that will realize this drive for national unity.
Taraba State Governor Darius Ishaku spoke on behalf of the former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon.
We should and indeed be able to come out with some resolutions that will make us move forward.
On the topic, challenges of northern Nigerian Christians in politics, Bishop Benjamin Kwashi emphasized the need for politicians to have a clear vision, imbibe integrity, and work towards eradicating oppression in all forms.
I'm still against the oppression of any human being, regardless of who or what his religion is. It is evil.
We've gone through pains, but it's for a while. Something good is about to happen, not only to the Christian Northern Nigeria, but to the nation at large.
Chairman, Christian Association of Nigeria, FCT chapter, Reverend Israel Akonji, led prayers for the nation. A question and answer session followed with discussants highlighting key features that have given rise to challenges in the North and proffered solutions. Speaker Dogara responded on behalf of the celebrants and made some clarifications over a recent controversial issue.
And since we are appreciating God and we are appreciating the President, I'm on all fours with my elder brother who has spoken before Dr. Mailafia, that because God have had appreciation, and the President has had and seen it, they know that we have applied for more, and by the grace of God, more will come. On the issue of the Sharia bill, I'm aware that there's that discussion in the National Assembly, but it's not right for anybody to conclude that there is a bill before the National Assembly seeking for the establishment of Sharia.
In Abuja, Dennis Adegunloye, NTA News.
Now we now pause for more messages. Weekend Fire returns shortly.
The production, distribution, and sale of counterfeit and fake drugs is a corrupt practice and a crime against humanity. This has informed several measures and strategies to combat fake drugs, including introduction of anti-counterfeiting cutting-edge technologies to detect fake drugs on the spot. These technologies are being deployed to all the states across the Federation, as well as the internally displaced people's camps. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, and his team are committed to this fight.
The federal government of Nigeria, in line with its anti-corruption agenda and posture, will fight a total war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products in order to ensure that Nigerians remain healthy and well.
Lend your support and join NAFDAC to rid the country of fake drugs and unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Hear the call of change. Stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go. Got it so let the change begin from within. Look at you, Ogerola. Change begins with you and me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me.
Physical fitness by officers of the Nigerian Air Force is key in confronting criminal elements in the society. Chief of Training and Operations, Nigerian Air Force Air Vice Marshal Ahmed Iya said this during the fourth quarter route march held in Abuja, as Olajide Bello reports.
The 10-kilometer route march, which is the last in the year 2016 by the Nigerian Air Force, commenced from the Mogadishu cantonment through AYA to Niger Barracks and terminated at the Mogadishu cantonment. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar restated his desire to continue to have such exercise to help keep a sound mind in a sound body, with the aim of building a physically fit and combat-ready Air Force.
As this is the only way we can ensure the physical well-being of our personnel, especially in this period that requires vigilance, alertness, and general wellness of personnel.
He stressed the need for a redoubled efforts towards defending the nation's territorial integrity as well as tackling future challenges. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Nigeria Super Falcons set to begin Women's AFCON title defense in Cameroon Sunday as Liverpool failed to extend lead on the English Premier League log. Ayodeji Makinde brings us more on Sports Update.
Ghana's Vincent Toga and Nigeria. The last 18 holes will be decided Sunday, with the winner expected to lead other contenders into the season-ending West Africa Golf Tour Championship in Owerri next month. Nigeria Super Falcons begin their title defense against Mali Sunday when action resumes in Group B of the 12th Women's Africa Cup of Nations Cameroon 2016 at Stade Limbe. The technical crew, led by coach Florence Omagbemi, harped on hitting the ground running with a win against the Malians, following the announcement of Rita Chikwelu as the new team captain, after Evelyn Waboku was ruled out with injury. Meanwhile, Cameroon beats Egypt 2-0 in the competition's opening match Saturday. In a related development, Nigeria need a win against Spain in the final Group B match of the 2016 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Papua New Guinea Sunday morning to have a chance of qualifying into the last 8. The Peter Dedewo team lost 6-0 to Japan in the opening group match before a 3-1 win over Canada Wednesday boosted their chances. Rooney's unmarked. And so goes Mata! Arsenal missed a chance to go top of the English Premier League Saturday following a 1-1 draw with Manchester United at Old Trafford. Juan Mata opened scoring for the host in the 68th minute before substitute Olivier Giroud leveled scores in the 89th minute. In the live telecast of Matchday 12 on the NTA, Liverpool were forced to a goalless draw at St Mary's by Southampton, as disciplined defending by the Saints ensured the Reds are joint stable leaders on 27 points with Manchester City, pending the outcome of Middlesbrough vs Chelsea match Sunday. With Sports Update, Ayodeji Makinde, NTA News.
And now a quick check on weather prospects for tomorrow. And before we go, a reminder that you can get all our stories and much more when you log on to our website, www.nta.ng. And that's our program for tonight. Thank you for watching, and please be back again with us next Saturday for a fresh package of news, views, and analysis. From all of us here, it's good night.